You know, our first guest is the Emmy Award-winning writer for The Simpsons, the creator of the horror series Stand Against Evil, his work on the TV series Ted, and for playing an animatronic Jim Morrison on The Ben Stiller Show. He is the man behind Hangin' with Miss Dr. Z, and we welcome back to AM Northwest the one and only Dana Gould. How you doing, Dana?
Why you get everything in there,
right?
Went all the way back to the Ben Stiller Show. That's a kudos to your research team.
Well, thanks for coming back to Portland. So, you know, I've got to believe with all that you're doing. I mean, I mentioned a lot of things in the past, but you have a lot going on right now. Why is stand-up important to you?
I consider myself a stand-up comedian that does a lot of other stuff.
Oh.
You know, I'm not a writer that does stand up. I'm a stand up that writes, it's sort of the nuclear rod that powers everything else I do, because it's the first thing that I got into. I started doing it when I was 17, and it's just sort of like my default setting. I'm always thinking about something. I always have a notebook, and there's nothing better than going out and just doing stuff with a crowd and getting instant feedback, and then that gets ideas going, and then you can put that idea into a movie or a show. I mean, I'm very lucky in that I like to work. Like, I don't really have hobbies that aren't related to working, so that's convenient.
Yeah, I love that when you do stand up, you're connecting with people, and that's so important to what you do.
Yeah, it's good to know where people are, you know, in their mentality, and I actually like people, so it works out really well.
Works out well.
But it's not always the case. It's not always the case. It's not always the case.
Tell me about writing for The Simpsons. Of course, we're huge, you know, Portland, Matt Groening, we're huge Simpsons fans around here. You wrote for them for a number of years. What was that experience like? And I understand that sometimes you can look at episodes and remember back to when you wrote those episodes.
Yes, in fact, every episode that I wrote on the show, I can tell you exactly where I was in my life at that time. Because the reason that you can do the show for however long it's been on now,
37 years.
Yeah, it's about right. So the writers of the show are living their own lives, and they bring their own experiences, and then they project them onto the Simpson family. And so it's always fresh, because it's always real, because people are always going through different things in their lives. You know, when I first bought a house, I wrote an episode about Homer starting a home security system, because when you buy a house in LA, you have to have it armed and cameraed up. And then I wrote an episode of when, you know, I went to China and adopted a baby, and then the Simpsons went to China and adopted a baby from Selma. So everything that I did sort of showed up in an episode, and that's pretty common with writing. If you're plugged in, you don't always intend to do it, but you step back and you can see where it is. I wrote an episode of the show Creep Show, because I have a weird horror side hustle, and I wrote an episode about a guy who develops sort of a VR helmet where you can actually go inside a movie and live in your favorite movie. And he spends so much time in his favorite movie. His wife suspects that he's having an affair with one of the characters in the movie. It turns out she's right. So she traps him in Night of the Living Dead. And that's the joke of the show. And I just thought it was a fun idea. And then when I stepped back, I realized, oh, I just wrote about my divorce. A guy whose relationship wasn't working, so he just parked it in front of the TV. It's like, oh, this is exactly me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, and you turned your love of Planet of the Apes into a show, even, right? And,
yes.
And tell me about that. And doesn't your wife? Didn't she also help you with that a little bit?
Yeah, my current wife.
Current wife.
The other one likes it too. We're all friends. We're all friends.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's important to know that she's 4 minutes down the street. For whatever reason, I grew up in the 70s. I loved Planet of the Apes. I can't tell you why. Some people love baseball. Some people love fishing. I love Planet of the Apes. I can't explain it. And I actually wrote a sketch for the Ben Stiller show in 1992 about Dr. Zayas doing Mark Twain Tonight as a one-man show. And I only did it because I wanted to get in the makeup. I wanted the professional makeup artist to do that makeup on me just to see what it was like. So, and that's the trick of show business. We just do stuff because we want to. The first episode of The Simpsons I wrote, REM is in it. You know why? I wanted to meet REM. It didn't help the story at all.
Smart.
We do that all the time.
Yeah.
And so, but the Ben Stiller show got canceled before we got a chance to do it, and I ended up doing it on a live show years later because I'm friends with a bunch of makeup people. And then during the pandemic, my friend Rob Cohen, who was oddly my office mate in the Ben Stiller show days, said we should do that Dr. Zayas thing as a talk show because we were bored out of our minds in the pandemic. And it was good because I was always like, well, what's something I can do that will cost a lot of money, but also put me at risk of being sued by Disney? And so we came up with this idea.
Okay.
And that was Hanging with Dr. Z, which is still going. And I describe it as beautifully stupid.
Well, I can see that, which is enjoyable.
It's stupid in a smart way. Yeah, no, it's, there's, the world is bananas. No pun intended. There's my wife. Yeah, that's my wife helping me get ready.
And speaking of which, because you are so busy, you do also make your home a priority. I mean, you have 3 daughters, your wife, Kat.
Yes, I have three daughters, 4 cats, a dog, an ex-wife, her kid. Yeah, there they all are. But that was before Ozempic. But for me, Stephen King said, I was just talking about this the other day. Stephen King said that your art is a support system for your life. Your life is not a support system for your art.
Oh.
And if you don't have a life, you're not going to create anything.
Right.
And that's what I've always held to. I'll give you a great example because I'll show you if I may.
Yeah, please.
This actually ties in, and this is accidental brilliance.
Okay.
This is I do posters for all the shows. This is the show for the poster for the Portland show.
Yeah.
All right, now obviously this is Eraserhead.
Yeah.
The David Lynch film. The film Eraserhead was about David Lynch's fear of having children.
Oh.
His wife was having a baby. He was terrified of having a baby and the responsibility that would be because he always envisioned himself, I'm an artist. I can't be sidetracked with a baby. I need to be able to focus on my art. And then so he made this movie about his anxiety about having a baby. And what do you know? It's one of his greatest artistic achievements. Your life comes first, and then you find
right.
Find whatever you do.
We've got to talk about your cats, though, because we mentioned you said you mentioned them first. Your cats, how many cats you have? Like who are you?
Yeah, there they go. Yeah, that's 2 of the 4. That's George on the upper left. That's Cat and Cat. That's my wife and our cat. And what that's by the way, that's every morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's your morning routine?
Actually, George is somewhat, as my wife and I say, George is our only cat that's sexually threatening. George, because he weighs about 60 pounds, and he will get on you in bed and just park it.
Okay, I've got to tell you, because we've got to see this. You as animatronic Jim Morrison.
Good, I haven't seen this since I did it.
Here we go. My boss really wants you. Oh, there you were.
Yeah, that was from a sketch called Oliver Stoneland. That's Janine Garofalo behind the closet.
Oh, wow.
Incredible. My roommate at the time.
Oh, wow. Look at this. This is great. This is so great.
Wow. I stole those pants.
Okay, we want to tell everyone that
was back at the heyday of, that was when The Doors and JFK came out in the same year. That was the height of Oliver Stoneism.
Yeah.
And that was an amusement park piece on Oliver Stone. But look at the cast of that show: Bob Odenkirk, Janine Garofalo, Ben Stiller.
Incredible. Incredible. Okay, we want to tell everyone that Dana Gould is at Helium this week. And Dana, thank you so much.
Hey, what a pleasure to see you. Thanks
All right,
so much.
we'll be right
I
back.
can't wait to come up.
I would love it if you came up. We'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.